In politics, you're either on message or you are losing. Let's get to it. Welcome to a holiday edition of On Message, our weekly look at where the battle lines are drawn and who is winning the war of words. This week, book burnings. In the week or so running up to the Thanksgiving holiday, a group of parents in the Canyon School District raised objections to some books available at their school libraries. Okay, by raised objections, that might be the nice way to put it. Others might say they demanded the books be removed immediately from the library, and in fact they were. Tomato, tomato, I suppose. It's the latest battlefront for a group that seems to go looking for a fight and has found schools to be one of their easier targets on everything from face masks to critical race theory to social emotional learning, and now they've got those nice librarians in their crosshairs. The original concerned parent did exactly what you would expect and emailed her complaint to the district. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Reportedly, the email was also sent to a parent associated with Utah Parents United, which has been the organizing force behind the efforts I just mentioned. That group sprung into action and quickly escalated things to the point of reportedly encouraging parents to call the police if they find objectionable materials in their school libraries. Yeah, you see, that's the first lesson I want to point out. When you have a good point to make, like reasonable concerns about books available to your kids in their school libraries, don't give up the high ground by doing something ridiculous like encouraging people to call the cops. Message discipline is important for people on all sides of the argument. And that leads to a fundamental question. Is this really a controversy? I mean, not really. In most every district, there is a process to review any materials parents want to flag, and in some Utah school districts, parents can flag any material and immediately prohibit their students from checking them out. The process to remove a book entirely from the library is more methodical, as I think we can all agree it should be. And keep in mind, objectionable materials are in the eye of the beholder. Just as more conservative parents may find materials related to sexual exploration or sexual identity problematic, as has been the case in this situation, there are likely materials that liberal-leaning parents would find objectionable and may elicit cries of wokeism or censorship from Utah Parents United if a similar effort were organized on the other side. So, having an orderly process is critical, and there's one in place, and that's a good thing. As Richard Price, an associate professor of political science at the Weber State University, who tracks censorship in school districts, told the Salt Lake Tribune, quote, "I fear what this group is trying to do is forbid all people from reading them," meaning these books. "They're trying to parent for all parents," close quote. So what's the lesson? While we live in a world where everyone is pushed to take a side on every single issue and divide people into two neat groups of friends and enemies, it's often a better strategy to begin by looking for where you agree. Abraham Lincoln was once criticized for trying to build bridges with his foes, and his reply was, "Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends?" So first, fight the urge to make it a fight. In this case, there's a process in place for parents to control what their kids can check out of the library, another process to review books' availability at the school in general, and seemingly an army of parents who seem willing to dedicate their time and energy to reading books to review the material in a way we simply cannot expect a single librarian or a modest library staff to do. Welcome their input, explain the review process, and thank them for their willingness to contribute to the greater good. And so long as parents follow the process and act like adults when some of those rulings don't go their way, it's all good. Fight avoided. Blessed are the peacemakers. That's it for this week. More on Message in the next issue of the Utah Political Underground. Make sure you visit the site and sign up for our weekly email update. You can find more On Message videos, in-depth Utah political stories and analysis, plus podcasts and more at utahpoliticalunderground.com.